This is Barbara with Cana Girl Speaks podcast. My voice, your voice. Good evening, everybody. This is Barbara with the Cana Girl Speaks podcast, and I always open up my podcast saying thank you for supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening on any of the podcast apps. But thank you for supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Thank you for those that I've seen in the community and telling me, and you know, they say to me, you know, that the podcast is very informative, and so that's all I want to do is just empower, inform, and just make it that kind of material. So, with that being said, I want to introduce to you a young man that I'm excited about his business, and so I'm gonna let him tell about his business here in a minute. But I want to welcome to the Cana Girl Speaks podcast, Josh Garcia.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me here.
Well, thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell those that are watching on YouTube and those that are listening about who Josh Garcia is?
So, personally, I'm 30. I'm about to be 31, and I've taken on this huge venture, right? Which is very scary. But
so, are you from Corsicana?
I'm not.
So, where are you
I'm
from?
actually from Ennis.
Oh, Ennis. He's an Ennis lion.
Yeah, I know, and I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. I was thinking about telling a lie. But I actually work in this area. I sell wine and spirits.
Okay.
And a lot of my accounts are here in Corsicana.
Okay.
And just being here a lot, selling wine and stuff to the stores, I get to mingle with a lot of people here, and the people here in Corsicana are just really awesome.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why we started to move south and come down toward Corsicana, just because it seems like my kind of people.
Yeah. So, are you married? You have any family?
I am married. I have 2 daughters, and I have a big baby boy on the way.
Okay.
So yeah.
And they go to school in Ennis?
They do. Yeah, they do also go to school in Ennis.
Okay. And so why don't you tell us about the business that you have ventured out to do here in Corsicana?
Yeah, so let me start at the beginning.
Okay.
So long time ago when I was about 8 years old, right, I started in martial arts, combat sports, in Taekwondo. I ended up getting my black belt when I was around 14 years old. Right after that, I started boxing.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a lot of striking in my wheelhouse. Last year, I decided, you know what, I want to go ahead and start working out again. So I got a membership here at the YMCA in Corsicana, and I would go in and go work on their heavy bags. But every time that I would go in, somebody would stop me while I was working out and say, you know, hey, can you train me? And I'm like, you know what, right now, I don't think so. I'm really working on myself right now.
Yeah.
And I have a lot to work on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would be able to also focus on you at the same time. But after going like for several months and having this repeatedly happen, I talked with them, and we actually opened up a boxing class at the YMCA here for a few months until I ventured out. And we found a nice spot, a little spot in Rice. Shout out to the folks in Rice.
Yeah, Rice has got it going on.
Yeah, they do. And Ms. Jackson over there, Mayor Jackson.
Yeah.
They really gave me a good deal, knowing that we were just starting up. We were trying to do something new in this area that really hadn't been done, at least successfully.
Yeah.
And so they really cut us a good deal and gave us a lot of direction and a lot of positive vibes. We started out there was 500 square foot. So you try to imagine a boxing gym in 500 square foot. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But they allowed us to use the basketball court, and we would use the outside area to the point where we just couldn't do it anymore. So I started looking for a larger location. That's what had us move south here to Corsicana, and we're now at 302 South 7th Street.
And what kind of building is it that you're in
It's
now?
just a metal building. Yep,
How did you find it?
I tell you, I was looking for something, but this particular day I wasn't. And I just happened to come across something on Facebook, like Marketplace, and contacted the owners of the building, and it just happened. I don't know. It just happened perfectly, like it was meant to be almost.
Yeah, yeah. So you got in it, and so how many students did you have? And what kind of boxing? Explain to those that are watching what kind of boxing. I mean, are you doing? Are you doing competitive boxing? Are you just doing it for exercising? I mean, what kind of boxing is it?
So what I like to tell everybody when they come to our gym is, whatever you're coming to our gym for, whatever you're looking for, I want you to find it. So whether you're coming to meet new people, get a good exercise, or you want to sharpen up to go compete, we want you to find that at our gym. And we have all skill levels. We have all fitness levels. During class, what we'll do is the folks who have different goals in mind, we'll split the class up, and then we'll work those needs and those goals to those certain people. So we'll put the more advanced folks in a separate group, and the folks that are just looking to have a good time and get a good exercise at the same time, we'll put them in a separate group. So that way we're not, the guys that are high performance, we're not holding them back, but the people that are not looking to be high performance, we're not pushing them to a point where they're like, I don't want to come here anymore. So, but that's what we're trying to, the atmosphere we're trying to do is whatever you're looking for, we hope that you find it here.
So when you say, so you actually have students that are wanting to compete on another level.
Correct. We have 2 guys that just this past weekend, they went to Austin.
Oh, wow.
Or down toward Austin and competed down there and did pretty well. They didn't win it all, but they got some wins under their belt.
Oh, that's
and
good.
they got experience, which is a win.
That's good. And so how do they find those type of competitions?
There's listings like on Facebook, and then a lot of it is through USA Boxing, which I am a certified USA Boxing coach.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, and so we a lot of the tournaments and a lot of the bouts will be listed on there because they're regulated through USA Boxing.
So what kind of age groups? What kind of age groups do you allow to come to your boxing facility?
In our youth classes, we start at 6. And then the line, once you go to the adult class, it kind of gets blurred, just dependent on your skill level, and your size, and just how quickly you're catching on to things, just to make sure that you're not being held back. We want you to hit your full potential.
What about females?
Females are welcome. Actually, I get my butt whooped by a female more days than not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just called me a second ago. It's my wife. Yeah. So, but yeah, women are of course, they're invited, and they probably make up about 20% of our classes.
Wow.
So
what kind of fees are do you charge for that kind of facility or that kind of activity?
So right now we're doing $100 per month. But when you sign up, you get a free gym bag, hand wraps, boxing gloves, and a T-shirt. So you get the whole get up, so that whenever after you sign up, you're ready to go. You're ready to get on the bags. You're ready to go and actually be a boxer.
Oh,
right?
Wow. So what's your goal for your boxing facility? What's your goal?
You know what? I don't think I've had time to sit down and really think about that. Everything is just like on the go, just because I didn't expect it to even get this far. At the beginning of the year, when I sat down and envisioned this year and what I wanted to accomplish, I wanted to try to move up in the job I was at, become a manager.
Yeah.
Nowhere in my goal did I have this in mind.
Yeah.
And so it's just been taking it a step at a time, and just taking what's given to me. I'm not trying to force anything. Just like the building, I wasn't trying to force it. I was looking, and then it just happened to fall into my lap. And so that's just kind of how I'm taking it right now. Just letting it go where it takes itself, and then just kind of keep my hand on the wheel to keep it there.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for your business. I mean, I've seen a lot of it on kind of on Facebook and social media, and so it seems like you're getting a good following, and then a lot of participants are showing up.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it's a good thing, because even like for our young people, that's another avenue that they could participate in to help them stay on track, and just something different.
For sure, and that's part of the process of like where we're at too. I wanted to be somewhere central in Corsicana, where that if they don't have a ride, like as far as a car or something, I know you guys don't have a bus system. Yeah. At least they could they could walk here. Yeah. It's not too far out of the way, and I think that it's really been working. and just keeping a positive vibes. Like that's just really what we want to do, is just keep positive vibes, keep a positive atmosphere. If you don't feel like you're doing well, I'm gonna come pat you on the back. I'm gonna tell you, hey, you got this.
Yeah.
If you're not maybe catching on, I'm gonna pull you to the side and be like, this is how you do it. And I'll even get out on my hands and knees and move your feet to the point where you're actually doing it correctly, because I want to make sure that you're learning it and you're getting it 100% before we move on to something else.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
I'm a big fundamental person.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good. So, how can they contact you if they want to join the gym?
So my telephone number, I'll put it out here.
Okay.
214-906-8817, or they can go on Facebook and just type in Glove Life Boxing. So the guys next door at the recording studio, they're gonna like this. The old Tupac Thug Life, we just switched it out with Glove Life.
Okay.
So Glove Life Boxing.
Glove Life Boxing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to say, Jose, thank you for Josh.
Okay.
Excuse me, Josh. Thank you for coming on the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Now I always give my guests an opportunity to give a shout out to anybody I can give the shout out to. So I want you to give your shout out to anybody.
Okay.
Josh.
Yeah. So shout out to first my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
My parents. They actually helped me a lot in this process. They were a lot of unpaid labor.
Yeah.
Helped with painting. We did a renovation in Rice. We only stayed there for a couple months, but they helped with that. And then we just did a new renovation.
And it's
over
good
here.
to have that support system.
Man,
you know?
it is. And I don't like to call on them, because I feel like I call on them so much.
Yeah.
And so my dad, even me being 30, my dad was like, boy, we're here for you. Like, you should have just called us instead of trying to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But big shout out to them. And Miss Lynette here at the YMCA for giving me that first opportunity. Mayor Jackson over in Rice. And then the city of Corsicana for welcoming us here. So we're just really excited about where we're at and where we can go.
Well, congratulations. I mean, for you to be 30 and you jumped out there. I mean, it can happen. It's possible. So I wish you nothing but great success in your business.
Thank
so
you.
With that being said, to all those that support the Cana Girl Speaks podcast, just continue to support it. We have a lot of good young people coming on, just really excited about what they do. And so that's why I do what I do. And so I want everybody to have a safe week and a good weekend, and we'll see you soon. Good evening. Have a good evening. Bye.
This is a Legacy Recording Studio production.